This is the Shepherd Sling, November 3rd, 2022, executing episode 66. And we are back over the evening time, Thyphera. The jungle planet cools slightly as the sun begins to dip towards the horizon. A light breeze stirs up, and a few scattered clouds empty some mists to the jungle as the jungle's mists rise into the sky. Panning across the city of Zalzuk City, a few miles out of town, towards a gigantic tree near the base of Mount Clisto, panning ever closely to a orange and yellow pale stone wall surrounding a gigantic tree and gigantic Roman Colosseum type arena in the middle. We zoom in towards the pod racer garages where our 5 heroes find themselves in conversation before going into the dinner at Justinian's treehouse. Action.
Well, is it about that time that we head out for dinner? Buck, you're looking pretty special.
Why, thank you. I'll do a spin.
We calling you, you're my date, right, Buck? So do I call you Ms. Tuku or Miss Tuku or?
Just Tuku.
Just Tuku, okay. Can you change your voice a little bit for me?
Yes.
There we go.
This?
That's so much less Blitzar.
Yes, it is. I do believe so.
Okay, all right. Let me see you walk here real quick. I want to see how you move.
Buck does a fancy walk, strutting.
All right, looking good. All right,
knees.
You'll pass as a weekway broad any day. Perfect. Except you're not a weekway, but that's cool.
You're surprisingly graceful in those heels.
Oh, been practicing a little bit.
Well, it's probably time for dinner. Should we head out? Ted, you got it here? Are you going to be able to finish the repairs? I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna work on this after the dinner.
Oh, you're coming to the dinner too?
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna come geared up though.
Oh, good. Okay. With all the oil and machine smell on you, I like it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impress anybody.
True.
Be careful. I'd hate for you to hurt yourself and then not be able to do that race, you know?
And with what? How am I gonna hurt myself? Just a dinner, right?
No, you're still working on that engine, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
It's half torn apart.
Sure.
I think we just need to exit these garages and hang a right and way around in the front of the commons there was that big tree house of Mr. Regala's his compound. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's do it.
As soon as Roquan's done painting my nails.
Well, if you hold still and stop strutting your stuff.
All right. Sorry.
Be faster. All right. There we go. Last one. We're good.
All right. Mookie's headed that way.
We all go.
All right. And so you on roll 20, kind of that map is up. And so you guys are kind of leaving the garages here, kind of walking through the commons area, you now see that lots of the stands are kind of set up. Tents are full. You've already been out here once when you bed at Book of the Huts tent out here when you guys were previous out there. You're kind of walking through. It's more set up. There's actually some vendors that are kind of behind booths and things like that, setting out their wares. And you kind of come to this area right here, which is relatively kind of feels like it's at the base of this gigantic tree, only it's walled off, and there's a laser gate. There's a laser gate out front, and looking closer as you walk closer to the area, you come across or you note, and I'll move you over in roll 20. As you approach the laser gates, standing at the gate are a couple Gamorreans and a number of Niktos. It looks like about 6 Niktos are standing outside the gate as you approach. Welcome to the abode of Justinian Regala, the treehouse. Are you here for the Baragrar feast?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I'm
Excellent.
a contestant.
Indeed.
A contestant. Aye. And are you flying or are you fighting?
I'm fighting. It'll look like I'm flying, but I'm fighting.
I'm piloting.
And pilot, your name? As
Yeah.
one of the Niktos is looking at a data pad.
Alex Trebex.
Alex Trebex, yes, right here. The fighter, your name?
I go by a lot of names. Which one do you want?
What did you use to register?
I don't know if I gave him my name, but how about Tuku Chaser?
Tuka Chaser, which facility did you register?
Oh, it was a bar in town.
The Callisto Shadow?
Yeah, that one. How did you know?
I see. Yes, Weekway. Yes, okay.
You probably got
Yes,
my face print.
we have you here. Tuku. What's the last name again?
Tuku Chaser.
Tuku Chaser. Tuku Chaser. Alex Trebex.
But I also go by Van. Maybe I should go by Van. No white. Van, no white. It's my preferred nickname.
Van a White.
No white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Van No White.
Yeah.
Welcome. We will require you to leave all of your weapons here before proceeding in. Please submit your weapons to the Gonk storage unit. And this large droid kind of comes walking up. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And he kind of opens his mouth at the back hinge, revealing kind of a closet, open bowl of space on the inside.
All right. Bod pulls out his vibro axe. And it barely fits, I guess. It sort of has.
Well, this thing's big. This thing's big. It would
oversized.
It would fit.
Okay.
It's supersized Gonk closet unit.
Okay, he throws that in. He puts one of his frag grenades in. And I think that's about it. That's all I got.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
How about my armor? Do I keep my armor?
You can keep it for now.
Okay, because that would have been interesting. Okay.
Mookie's gonna put her ion stunner in the Gonk droid too.
Okay.
I'll put my my blaster in there.
Okay.
I put my ceremonial blade in there. Didn't bring my gun with.
All right. Just for shorthand, are any of you like holding on to anything still?
Yeah.
You are?
Buck's gonna sneak in his holdout
right.
blaster strapped to his leg.
Is anyone else holding on to anything?
Just my cane.
Sure. All right, Buck, that holdout blaster, I got to remember it's just going to be a perception check to see if that thing gets through.
Yeah,
and
I get to add 1 setback for the quality of a holdout blaster.
Okay. Sounds good. So this will be opposed versus some perception here.
Can I try to distract him while he's like looking for it?
What would you be doing?
It's like, what are you looking for on me? I don't have a gun. And I'm trying to flash my expensive jewelry, dangle it around.
And it's just
like a swooping motion.
Just to kind of distract them.
Just distraction, yeah.
And yeah, and you're what's your skill in charming? What's your ranks in charming?
2 ranks.
2 ranks. Yeah, you can take a boost on this, or you can add a setback with that.
Nice.
All right. And so it's going to be a so that's what is and that gun doesn't give like a difficulty to how hard it is to find, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Does it go against my deception or something? I don't know.
Yeah, let's go. Let's roll your deception. Thank you. Against well, and you'll just give yourself boosts then instead of setbacks.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So roll your deception with a couple boosts against RP.
Oh, and I can also use my Cascader to upgrade this once. So basically, that's like it's giving my body just a more glowing look.
Yep.
And like the person's eyes are more attracted to me instead of
and then
what I may be hiding.
And then I want you to take a setback because of that unibrow as you zoom them, as you try to track them with your eyes that you're holographically enhancing.
That's fair.
They see a gigantor unibrow.
Yep. Like, look at my lovely necklace.
In some cultures, that's considered attractive.
Tovad gave me this necklace. Look at it.
Not for
Isn't it nice?
Hey, keep your hands off my honeys there. Easy with the search.
All right. Head in. Ma'am, you look lovely tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Have a wonderful time. Enjoy the undun. It's quite tasty.
Ted will also bring his remote, his recon remote in, and like his tools and everything in his backpack.
But, are the things in your backpack, any of them like outright a weapon?
I mean, a hydro spanner could be used as a weapon potentially.
Sure, but it's not like a
no.
No, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, sure. And so they raise the outer laser gate, and you come in kind of through the gates, and there's now a kind of a large door in the base of the gigantic tree in front of you, where more kind of Nyctos and Gamorreans are standing, and a Twi'lek walks up to the crew, and they say and says, "Now, which one of you are the fighters?"
Who does it look like? Twi'lek.
It must be you then?
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm his sidekick.
Excellent. You two come with us, and she beckons you towards this like little hut to the side, where a couple other Twi'leks are standing. And you go in, and they say, and you are, they say Vanna White, Vanna White,
Van No White.
and your name, little one,
I'm Kooky Roberts.
Cookie Roberts. Excellent. Vanna White. This is for you. And they hand you this kind of bright red, kind of flowing garb, and point you back towards like a little screen in the back of the room to change.
All right. Can I put this on now?
Yes.
All right. Vada tucks behind the screen, and there's a clanking as like the shell pieces of his old trooper armor fall to the ground, and you hear him kind of grunting and making noises, and then he slips on this bright red flowing garb and comes strutting out.
And he looks in roll 20. He looks something. His garb looks something like this.
Woo!
that's okay. That's great.
I love that look on you, Tovad.
Uh-huh. It's got a lot of mobility. It'll be good for combat. Not much protection, but
and it has, even though it is flowing, it has a firmness. It almost feels a bit solid, the kind of way in your fingers, almost like it's not quite like chainmail armor, but it has a heaviness to it.
Okay. Do I know about how much this is going to protect me?
You've served in military, etc. before. This feels almost exactly like when you've had to use just like heavy clothing for protection in the past. Mechanically, it means it's 1 soak, 0 defense.
Okay.
And the other Twi'lek turns to Mookie and they said, and this is for you. And they hand you a similar kind of flowing looking outfit that's in blue.
Okay. Mookie's going to go behind the screen and also put it on. Take off her clothes. She's gonna also, I guess, unpack her med pack and her stim packs, and her respirator. And she's gonna keep it all together. Hand him, her clothes and gear.
And one of the younger Twi'leks comes up and they say, and you were in Gaunt closet unit 113.
Okay. Yes, that's.
We will put your gear in your Gaunt closet unit 113.
Thank you.
And at the gate, the Niktos turn and they say, and we heard one of you is a pilot. Which one of you is Alex Trebex?
Yeah, I'm Alex Trebex.
And the one of the Niktos is like, well, Rune's more in charge of the Dasa Beige, and this year he's provided ceremonial goggles. These are for you. And one of the Niktos like reaches into a leather bag and pulls these out and hands them to Ted.
Very nice.
May they serve you well as you race the course of the Dasa Beige. Well, you have your warrior. You are quite a group. A warrior, a healer, and a pilot, huh? Impressive.
Yeah, it's mostly all warrior, but the guy's not bad flying either, and the healer knows her way around a suture set, but it's really about me here.
Well, quite a lot of impressive pilots and fighters in this year's crop, so I wish you good luck. I will be anxiously watching you tomorrow. Well, you're welcome to head in if you would like.
Yeah, we would like.
Alright.
Let's go.
And so you guys walk into this entryway as the door opens. A smell of kind of incense and spices comes out the door at you. It's a warm waft of air as the door opens. You stare ahead, and there's a marble flooring leading back what looks like into the trunk of the tree. Every now and then, as you look through, there are pillars coming down that must be the roots of the tree, parts of the tree, just gigantically in diameter, interjected along the marble floor as you walk in. It clicks under your feet as you make your way down the hall. The hall is lined every about 16 feet with a Nikto standing at attention. They're all wearing the same garb and look somewhat like guards. They all are armed with various blaster pistols or axes, things like that. As you're walking down the hallway towards the far door, which as you approach the far door, two Gamorreans standing there with axes grasp the large wooden handles and open the far door leading into a throne room, a room full of all kinds of different aliens and all kinds of different creatures. And we'll come over to roll 20 just a second as that door opens to you. And as you enter the room, many of the denizens in this room kind of look up as you walk in to the room. You see closest to you on either side of the door a couple of Gamorrean guards. You see scattered around the room, just like you did walking up the hallway, lots of Niktos in the same similar colored guard outfits. You see a few humans around the room wearing capes. In the back of the room, you see various Twi'leks kind of back and lounging almost seductively on the various couches in the room. In the middle of the room, you see several pikes standing talking. Further back in the room, you see actually a couple of Vratics standing there talking. These Vratics are heavily tattooed and are engaged in a quite an interesting conversation. It must be because they're touching each other's faces and ears quite rapidly. In the far back of the room, you see what looks like an older male Twi'lek tucked back against the wall. Still yet further back in the room, you see a hut, and back almost the focal point of this room, you see sitting up on a little stage on a great padded chair is this Nikto person. You've seen him on ads before, sitting back in the chair, being fanned with giant feather fans by a Rhodian female and some Twi'leks standing lower than the Nikto on the stage, but still higher than the rest of the floor. Is a basilisk smoking a large cigarillo, and at the Nikto's feet are two what look like adult. You would recognize them as Nexus, both eating some gigantic limbs of something hungrily and snapping through the bones as they kind of ravenously rend the flesh. And that's the room you take in as the five of you walk in the room.
Can you repost Justinian's image again? I want to capture that. Nice.
And he looks at you and says, "Greetings. You are the final contestants to make it to our feast tonight. And who are you? What brings you here to my chambers?
I'm Alex Trebex. I'm here to fly in the Dasa Vega.
Alex, come closer. I want to see you.
All right.
And you get closer to the stage. Now you can kind of like smell the blood in the limbs that those Nexus are chewing on and ripping apart and kind of snarling. They look up and kind of the hackles of their necks kind of they kind of growl a little bit and then quickly go back to their meat as you get closer. You are the pilot, Alex Trebex.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have much of a racing record. I haven't been able to find much information about you. Have you done much pod racing?
Here and there, but still pretty new. Mostly I fly ships.
Oh, you fly ships. What is it that you do for a living?
Oh, mostly trade. Running from here to there. If you need something moved, you let me know.
Yes. Well, I am a businessman, and sometimes we do need our shipments made. So you have not done much pod racing then?
Oh, not too much to speak of.
You must be a brave soul to try to race the Dasa Beja. I hear it's one of the most difficult courses in the Inner Rim. Isn't that right, Rune?
Yeah, boss. It's a pretty freaking hard race. That's for sure.
And which one of you is the fighter? I hear there's a fighter in your group.
That'd be me.
And
Van.
your name?
Van.
Van a White?
Van Noite, yes.
Van Noite. And you are all one group, eh? You travel together.
Well, we know each other, but it was sort of a word of mouth thing. We heard I knew a guy, he knew a guy. We decided we'd come together.
I see. So you've never met before? You don't work together.
I mean, we go way back. I mean, I've moved carbonite with the pilot once. My date here, she's relatively new to the crew. But she's not new to me, if you know what I mean. Tuku.
Hello.
Tuku.
My Polis Mason friend here is skilled in the arts of taking care of me. She's repaired my sphincter. She's pretty tough. She's survived a 4-story fall in some parts of the world onto a mattress truck. She's a pacifist, And then this guy here with the walking stick, he looks old and slow, but nope, he's not. He's quite the gambler and the ladies' man himself. He's known for getting into trouble and getting out of trouble, but not here on your planet.
We
Moon
know
City.
This is a place where a certain amount of trouble is certainly allowed. Isn't that right, Rune?
Yeah, you got that right, boss.
And you all are friends, but do not normally travel in such a large group.
I mean, we've got more friends. We got even a bigger group sometimes, but it's you know how the world is. Sometimes you're solo, sometimes you meet some friends. But tonight we're putting bets on each other.
You're not military. You're not Imperial spies, are you?
No.
Good. They don't like the pod racing much these days, but enough of that. There will be no Imperials here tonight.
Now, we are going to, now that we've all gathered and you were the last to join us, we're going to make our way up to the feast. Do you hear that, everyone? It is time we eat. And the rest of the crowd's like, yay! You will, Rune will escort you all up to the Kinton glider. I will be up shortly. We will see you soon. And Rune, Rune again, who is the basilisk, who's standing right next to him, smoking a cigarillo, is like, hey, all right, boys. Yeah, we're gonna go up to the Kinton glider. You heard the man. Come this way. We're gonna get in the elevator. And Rune begins walking kind of down a side hallway. With him is a Rhodian female and some of the Twi'leks joining, kind of flanking your group as you walk back towards the elevator. Down the marble floors. These marble floors are again kind of their reddish pink hue, rose-colored stone in a lot of areas. Lots on the walls as well. You guys walk back down towards the elevator, which is kind of in the heart. It's all kind of made of polished wood, and the elevator doors open, and Rune and the Rhodian and the Twi'leks get in, and they beckon you guys inside.
Right.
All right.
We walk in.
All right. And Rune presses the button and closes the door, and the elevator starts to turn, and he's definitely interested. He's definitely interested to hear from Ted. He says, "So where'd you learn to drive a pod racer then?"
Well, a little here, a little there. Just Farstein a little bit.
You've done some races on Farstein.
Yeah.
I've heard of them out in the mid-rim.
You got it.
Yeah, they do more airspeeder races there. Less. They don't have a pod racer circuit, do they?
No, they don't. But some people fly out in the waste, so you got to wear a lot of protective gear. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I would imagine that's a place you can't breathe, right?
Right. Exactly.
All right. Okay.
So,
Well,
you
yeah.
crash, you're pretty much dead.
He kind of turns to Vod, and he's like, "Hey, fella, where'd you learn to do your fighting then?"
Oh, pretty much in my just life experience being a tough guy. I don't know the street. I'm not really a professional.
Yeah, you're street trained. Okay.
Do I not look like the type?
I'm just wondering. We got all kinds of stories here.
You're trying to figure out who to bet on, aren't you?
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
No, the mountain.
Don't waste your money on me. Don't waste
Okay.
your money on me.
You got to be stronger than that in the ring, or you're gonna get chopped up.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good comeback lines. I'm rubber, you're glue.
All right. And while the elevator is making their way up, at some point, Ted feels on his backside, on his rump, a tiny little pinch on his right butt cheek.
Oh.
And that's coming from kind of behind and to the right from you.
What?
And you look, and kind of behind you is the Rhodian, the kind of female Rhodian in orange, and she winks one of her big bulbous eyes at you and kind of gives you a little head nod. And
hi.
And the Twi'lek turns at you and she says, "She's new here. She not talk much."
Okay.
And ding, and the elevator gets to the top floor, and the door is open. And you guys are way up there. You're super high super high up in the air. Actually, there are clouds out there that we were talking about earlier, and they're at your eye level. As you come out, there's definitely more of a breeze coming out. You look out from where you are, and you're actually, and I'll pull us over to just the roll 20. You are in many ways kind of above a lot of the main canopy of this gigantic tree house, where as you come out of this elevator, you're in the center of this super large circle, and you can see out past that there's actually tree branches kind of sneaking up around the edges of the circle. This circle actually seems to be a docking bay. Open air docking bay. As you look around, there's various ships parked in various places all over this gigantor tarmac. And as you look off in the distance, actually the way the elevator opens, you're looking off towards the west, where not only do you see the sun of Thyfera, the gigantic red giant sun setting in the distance, but you also see the glints of Zalzuk City a few miles away. You can actually, if you squint hard enough, can even see the large docking spires where the Dway would be parked multiple miles out there. And the door to the elevator opens, and a moist, humid blast of air kind of comes in, and in front of you, kind of hovering over the docking bay, is a large ship with its ramp down, and again, just kind of getting some of this stuff out there. Pull us over to roll 20, and you see this large ship. I mean, about 1/2 the size of like a Corellian Corvette, maybe 3/4 the size of a Corellian Corvette. What's kind of crazy about this thing is its ramp is extended down to you. Is it's almost transparent in that this ship is normally kind of a cruiser vessel, a freighter, a human transporter, but it looks like it's been modified to just have like massive transparent panels on both sides, so you can see like almost like completely through it. So you can see like guards walking inside the ship on a couple different levels. On the outside, you can see kind of railing and a bunch of guards kind of standing at attention on this like external rail. You do hear the hum of the ship's engines as it hovers in place with its ramp down. Its ramp's extending from about here on the ship. As you are kind of under the ship, you even notice the underbelly of this ship is clear, there's places on the like the Sears Tower where you can like go out on that little ledge and look down, and there's like glass underneath you so you can look straight down. And Ruin turns to you and you're like, "She's a beaut, ain't she? That's the Clinton glider. That's Justinian's ship. That's the best place to watch the events tomorrow, I'll tell you that." But we're not. Yes, what was that, Ted?
Oh, yeah, real nice. Yeah.
And we're gonna this is where the feast is, right up that ramp. I think Justinian's right behind us. So if after you, if you want to make your way in, welcome aboard the Kitten Glider.
Thanks. Oh, and it's Alex
Trebex. That's right. Alex Trebex. Sorry, I don't Ted. Why would I say that? Alex Trebex. Hey, those glasses, those goggles look good on you, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Those ones with the wings. That was my idea. I picked those out myself.
They're sharp.
Yeah, I like them. You're gonna look good flying in those tomorrow. Well, anywho, have fun at the feast. It's gonna be starting in moments.
All right.
And ahead of you, kind of like as if walking across a airport tarmac and up those stairs into an airplane, there's kind of a docking bay that's extending down from the Clinton glider as it stays in neutral, hovering above this large docking bay. And We just kind of, what's up? What are you guys? What are you guys doing? What are you thinking? What are you seeing?
Bud looks around to see what else is. What are the other ships stationed about? Just kind of taking in who else has access to Justinian, who are his friends, who are his invitees. Wants to gather some information.
Yep. Vod, I want you to. You're looking around. Is anyone else? What are the rest of you guys doing?
Buck is specifically looking for Scorch's ship. It's a YT 1100. So he's glancing around, looking for that.
Yep. Roquan, Mookie, Ted, what are you guys doing right now?
Ted's just really impressed. He's never been anywhere like this. So he's kind of taking it in and excited about just he's just gonna chat people up.
Yeah. Roke?
The exact opposite of Ted. He's not excited for this, but he's just going to kind of blend in and follow Ted's lead. Try and make it look like he doesn't think he belongs.
We would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
And all right, so I think Vod and Buck are going to do a combined perception check of this docking bay area.
I've got one skill in perception. What do you have, Buck?
And
I've got
I just
three
have
for
three.
cunning.
It's just 3 green for me.
Okay, so it's I can roll it to yellow, green, green.
And it's going to be it's average is going to be the difficulty. There's going to be a setback because you're kind of like this gigantic ship is kind of like in the way of your view. You're kind of being funneled in a certain way towards the ship. So your view is inhibited by a few things.
Is this an unskilled?
Well, I think I heard Vod has a skill in it. Do you have any skills in perception?
I do not.
So whoever has the most characteristics can use that one, and whoever has the most skill can use that.
Right, it's the same. I think we have the same amount of.
We have the same amount of cunning, but I have a skill too, so I just rolled mine.
Yeah.
Yep. No. Yeah. I get it.
Do I get a boost or something, or not really?
Yeah. Why don't you take a boost then? Makes sense.
Whoops. So just a success.
Success. All right. So you're kind of you see kind of various mainly starfighter class ships here. There's a couple Z95 headhunters. There is a shuttle. There's a couple transports. Buck, as you're looking, you do see that far across the docking area and to the right, you do see a what you identify as a YT 1100 freighter, and it has you do notice that it has unlike the other ships that are out there, it has a gravlocks on it. Are you familiar with what gravlocks are?
No.
Like on its landing legs, landing gears, it's got these like large kind of purple boxes around them. That Buck would recognize as like, oh, that ship looks impounded.
Yeah.
And that's a YT 1100. Buck would definitely know what a gravlock is in his in his mind. So you see a YT 1100 across to the right, and it looks impounded. You do see that. Otherwise, various freighters, starfighters. You see no Imperial Signias out there. Yeah.
Yeah, if I get a moment to whisper to the crew, I'm gonna relay that info. Try to keep out of earshot from anybody though.
What? How do you do that?
Well, are we pretty close to the? Would it be possible
like-
to just to whisper?
You're like 10 feet ahead of Rune,
Yeah.
who lit up another cigarillo as he came out of the elevator.
Yeah.
The Twi'leks and the Rhodian are kind of walking right by you guys.
Yeah, he's gonna not say anything for now.
And as the stairs of the docking ramp to the kitten's glider approach, does anyone do anything else before you climb the stairs and go in?
Can Mookie like look? Can she see the killing fields from here?
Good. From where you are right now, just you couldn't just and the reason is this: your vantage point is one where how to explain it? It's like
Too high.
it's too big. The canopy of this tree is so big that it like overlies everything, and you're in the middle of it. And so you can see stuff like almost way off on the horizon because it's so far away it gets like out and around the canopy. But stuff like directly around you, it's just you can't see down right now. You'd have to walk 3 football fields, that way to get to the edge to look down.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You looking for the arena, Mookie? You want to go look over the edge and have a peek?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Let's go take a stroll.
And from behind you, you hear Rune say, "Oh, believe me, when the kitten glider takes off once Justinian gets here, you're gonna get an awesome view tonight. That's for sure.
All right.
Sunset over the compound. There's nothing like it."
All right, let's get in. Let's go aboard.
And as you guys walk up the stairs, and as you come up the stairs and kind of peek into the Clinton glider, you notice that the first room that you're seeing as you walk in. I was just trying to grab it here, but you can see it. You can see it on the the kitten glider. It's a lot of similar looking on the inside in Roll20 as it looked down in the throne room of Justinian. So that's kind of the motif that you see. A lot of this red, a lot of these hanging curtains, rose-colored stone, some woodworking that almost looks foreign inside of a ship. Anywhere you look as you're kind of walking in, there's lots of large floor-to-ceiling glass windows looking out of the ship. The ship is like literally like almost transparent. And as you walk in further, you notice that this is a big kind of banquet hall, and various creatures and await you as you walk into this room. And we'll go to Roll20. And so as you walk in already, there's quite a din. There's musicians playing in the far corner. There's people talking and laughing. You hear the clink of plates. You see a bunch of different alien species walking around. You see in this room a large creature towering over everyone in the room. He's the first thing that you see. His voice is so low you can almost feel the bass of his voice coming through the floor as he laughs. You see this gigantic creature. On the other side of the room, you see a large Wookiee. At the other end of the room, you see what we call a hatch, a large like bipedal, almost spider-looking creature. In the room, you see a muscular Chagrian. You see a Zabrak. You see a Shistavin. You see a Tognath. You see a Zexto. You see an Alina. And you see a Ortolan. in the room. They're jammed in this picture I'm showing here, but they're definitely spread out amongst the crew, amongst the other serving droids and Twi'leks in the room milling about. You notice that various of the creatures are wearing different accoutrements. You notice that in terms of what they're wearing, the tall creature that towers over the group is wearing something that looks a lot like what Vod is wearing, but it is purple. You note that the spider, the bipedal spider-looking thing, is wearing a white-colored outfit that looks a lot like Vod's. You notice that the Wookiee is wearing a green-colored outfit that looks like Vod's, and you notice that the Chagrian is wearing a yellow outfit that looks like Vod. Yeah, you enter the room and you hear behind you coming across the tarmac the loud chuckles and guffaws of Justinian and his entourage as they're making their way also up into the area.
Ian, is the Utalan wearing a robe?
You notice when you look at that creature, you notice that he's wearing goggles that look a lot like the ones that you saw them give Ted at the doorway.
Looks like this is our competition, Ted. Alex.
Yeah.
Alex.
Trudex, man. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I saw an interesting YT freighter out there under Gravlocks. I think Ted noticed it too. Just keep it down on the DL.
What kind of YT?
The one, you know.
Wait, the 2000?
No, not that one not Cordell's chain. No, the one that we've been looking for on this planet belongs to what's his name?
Oh.
Rusty Puss Bucket. I forget.
Yeah.
It's
Buck.
What's YT 1100 belongs to Scorch.
Scorch. Scorch Nero. Just be aware he's his ship's up here.
Oh, all right.
This is quite the ship. You think he just lives on this thing?
Isn't he a prisoner? I don't remember.
This ship's big enough it could be. I thought it was in the treehouse, but he could be locked up somewhere here. Place is huge.
Yeah, maybe they'll use him as bait on the killing field or something.
Let's hope not.
I mean, I won't hurt him. Let's have some food, huh? You guys want to you want to talk up? Let me go see who these people are. Vod walks up. Yeah, Vod walks up to the little Kayleen, or I forget what they are. The little goggle wearing creatures. Yep, that one. He's like, "Hey, little guy, am I gonna see you in the killing fields?"
Little guy?
Little gal?
What do you mean? We already met 2 nights ago. I know. I can recognize all of you.
Oh yeah.
You were the guys who I beat it. I beat you at. We played the Sabbath game. I kicked your ass.
I didn't recognize you. Yeah, you played my friend. Yeah, it's Van. Good to see you again.
Which one of you guys? You guys are racing in this thing?
Yeah, take a guess which one's racing.
Well, probably the one back there wearing the goggles. I kicked his ass in Sabbath.
Yep. Well, you get another shot to kick his ass again.
I probably will.
What are you flying?
I fly a 3 twin quad.
Okay. Yeah, those are fast. Pretty
Yeah,
nimble. Pretty nimble.
yeah, you better believe it.
But
I've been I won the Ord Mantell 200 this year in it.
I hear the secret though for those, just between me and you, is for the first half of the race to keep it at like half throttle because it makes it really juicy, powerful for the last bit at the end. So keep it at half until you need it for the very end. Okay, just a little
Well,
secret.
I'm gonna take advice from a fighter.
Well, you want me to show you how to break some arms?
Oh, trust me, I know a guy who could break both your arms with his left hand.
Let me guess,
My
your
buddy
friend, the
back
big
there.
boy. Yeah.
That's right.
What's his name? Real name? I mean, I know you call him the Mountain, but what's his real?
Yeah.
What does his mother call him?
It's Callisto.
Just Callisto, like the mountain. He was born, and she's like, "Oh, that hurt. I'm calling him the Mountain, Callisto."
You'll be calling him sir tomorrow evening anyway, if you make it that far.
Yeah. Enjoy your dinner tonight, punk.
Hey, don't trip over your own stick. Weapon that you make. And as you're doing that, Justinian and his entourage has walked in and up the ramp, and kind of the cabin door is closed. And you kind of feel a vibration in the ship as the Kenton glider engages its repulsor lifts and begins pulling away from the docking bay. You can feel it as well as see it, because again, pretty much anywhere you look on this ship, you can see out. In fact, as you look down, you can see down because it's basically all glass. And this ship begins picking up some elevation and kind of ducks its nose slightly as it engages its engines just ever so slightly. It's going like speed 1, and it begins kind of like coasting west, leaving kind of like the canopy of the tree and moving towards the arena area.
Tuku, come over here, honey. Come over here.
Coming.
Vod puts his arm around Buck, leans in a little bit, and is like, "You think that ship is worth stealing when we get back?"
Stealing.
I mean,
Which one?
recovering. The YT 1100.
Well, I kind of was hoping we could find Scorch first and see what's kind of going on.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
If we can, maybe we can get him out of here. He owes a lot of money to this guy, 25,000 credits to
Well-
Justinian. Maybe we could leverage the ship somehow.
you
We'll
and
have to see.
Roquan will be the only ones with some time on their hands, while Ted, Mookie, and I are, trying to, I don't know, win something. Our pride. Maybe you guys
That's
can
true.
nose around. I don't know. I mean, you'll probably want to
Tonight-
watch us, but
Well,
Help me tonight, maybe get some recon on the place. Maybe we can at least kind of get a lay of the land, so
yeah.
tomorrow we can sneak around. I think
Yeah,
it's probably too dangerous to go sneaking around tonight, but we can at least do a little reconnaissance.
Yeah, it's a hell of a jump from here.
That's true. Hopefully you can hit a few tree branches on the way down.
All right, sugar. Well, enjoy yourself at the feast here tonight. Bod says loudly.
Oh, I will.
And at this point, there's as the ship is pulling up out and off the docking bay and going over it's kind of going over the arena right now, as you guys can see, looking out the bottom. Mookie, you were interested in kind of what you were seeing,
Yes.
or kind of you were interested to see from above, kind of as you look down, you see, kind of you're looking down through the tree branches, and you see this large kind of coliseum-looking circular arena from above. From where you are, you can see that there's lots of areas for sitting. There's a central area in the middle that looks like it's gravel or dirt in the middle. Not many structures in the central aspect of the arena. All around, surrounding the arena, everywhere is kind of scrubby looking plant life. You see there's areas of heaps of like rusted out like ships or tools or whatever. You see just kind of slag heaps, junk heaps, trees, little bushes, just kind of a scraggly area of junk and trees and green and rocks and old rusted metal kind of around the arena everywhere as the ship kind of pulls above that area as you're looking down.
Can you pull that up again, that pic?
Yep.
Can Mookie kind of study the ecology of this environment to maybe have a sense of how the trees and the kind of arboreal systems might affect like the ground of the killing fields? Like maybe there's certain spores that fall off the trees, and maybe we'll give her a clue on what kind of environment she would be encountering on the ground.
What would, if it was successful, what would a successful roll, what would that thinking help? Not necessarily mechanically, but what would she be like trying to learn, I guess?
I think she'd be trying to learn like what are the natural resources that would be available to her, like maybe a deadly fungal poison, or perhaps something that she maybe could use in crafting a weapon. That's she's trying to use her foraging, foraging background to kind of think what would be of use.
And you're already, you're already very high over this area. So if she wanted to go like press her face against the window and kind of really try to like take it in, you're very high up in the air right now to specifically identify what's down there.
Yeah.
And the sun is going down, so the shadows and the light are not the greatest. And so just because of I think because of distance and light, that is going to make this from where you are, this would be a daunting just a daunting perception check from what you can see. It's going to have a couple setbacks, but from where you're at, looking down there to see if you can I identify something down there that's of use, you could do it. You could try it. You can absolutely try to do that.
Perception.
So whatever your perception is, 4 Ps and 2 Ks.
Yeah.
But if you're successful, you might spot something there that's like, yeah.
Good. I might as well give it a try. All right, 2 greens, 4 Ps, and 2 Ks. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep. You are able to spot. What was it? What was it you said? You said it was what were you looking for, kinda?
Maybe I kind of said like spores, some kind of spores coming off the trees and falling down onto the killing field, so that maybe there's if you kind of dig around in the dirt, you can find this maybe deadly jelly-like fungus that is toxin, maybe.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, you see a little plant. You know that one because you have treated some of the burns that it has created. You what you know about that is that merely handling it, merely handling that stuff requires basically like hazmat suits to touch the stuff because it's so caustic.
Okay.
That's the fourth threat is it just handling it is extremely dangerous, but you see it.
Cool.
How's that?
Great.
Dangerous handling those spores down there that you do see that plant. Because what does that plant look like again? I forget. What does that plant look like?
You said like spores.
Yeah, what is it? I forget. Like I it's been a while since I picked up a Thyphera botany atlas. Like how did you identify it from this eye? Mookie?
How do I identify it?
Yeah,
What did it look like?
How did you find that?
I think she was looking through the lights coming through the canopy.
Okay.
And see the
Floating.
floating, and it kind of twirls. Little. It's bigger than a speck of dust, but it's like a seedling almost. Spinning like a helicopter down to the ground.
It's coming down from something.
Coming down from the trees onto the killing floors or into the Colosseum, I guess. And she knows that when they mature on the ground, they turn into this fungus.
So if you got under one of those trees, you might be able to find some of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And surely they clean them up in the Colosseum. They wouldn't just let something that caustic just sit around. But maybe out in the wastes?
Yeah, sure.
They're not so worried about cleaning them up?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, nice. You saw it. Good eyes. Good eyes. At this moment, there's a dinging of a large, kind of bell, dinner bell. Dung, 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 dung. Big chiming bell dings, and Justinian has entered, and he's standing up on a tiny little soapbox, and next to him are his two Nexu pets, and he addresses the group. My homeland, Kinton, from the river of fire to the canyon of despair, knows one truth: adapt or die. Tens of thousands of years ago, when Umdaweshu began to rage in supernova form, Kinton was bathed in her radiation, and the 5 Nikto fathers were born. The red Nikto of the endless wastes, the green Nikto from the dark and tusk beast-infested forests, the mountain Nikto, born of the burning moon range and the hand of Ultanakek, the pale Nikto, who some say was born from the egg of a spine dragon in the waters of Gluselta Islands, and the southern Nikto, from the scalded shores in the basin of tortuous flame. These clans made do with what was at hand and, as we are all well aware, battled tooth, nail, claw, stick, and stone for Kinton dominance. We gather today and tomorrow
as we do every year since Mdweshu began her reign of terror, to appease her and her desire for blood sacrifice, to lift the souls of the vanquished into her searing maw and satiate her hunger. We praise her. We fear her. We, the cult of Mdweshu. Tomorrow at dawn, we remember the power of Mdweshu and ask the demon goddess to again look favorably on all Nikto as we pursue the promise of omnipotence with which she will one day bless every Nikto slave and free. May you, brave combatants, bathe in the bloodlust of the supernova. May your strikes be deadly and your enemies crumble at your feet. While he's giving this speech, he's going around and he's got a little like Bob Ross little painting palette. And as he walks by Vod, he puts his fingers, 2 fingers in the kind of brick red dust and rubs it across Vod's forehead, 2 fingers going down over his nose and onto his chin. He goes to the green garbed spider bipedal character, puts his fingers in green and goes similarly down its face. Similarly to the Wookiee, he brings white paint down its face, and similarly to the Shagrian, he brings yellow paint down his face. To the giant mountain, he takes both hands, puts them in purple, and streaks them both down his lateral face onto his cheeks and down to his chest. And then Rune stands up and he's like, as the blood eagle eclipses the sun on the eve of the dawn of the moon baby's spectral waves. I'm not so good at speeches. Look. You all like spaceships, right? And you like the fast ones, right? And the crowd's like, yeah. You like watching fast, shiny things go fast, yeah? Crashes are cool, too, to watch sometimes, right? Especially when it ain't you going up in a plume of vapor flame, right? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Dasabeji is going to be a hell of a race tomorrow. Listen, two things. One, try not to drink too much Kinton honeyberry wine tonight and hork Undun all over your steering column tomorrow. And 2, make sure you buy your neutron pixie from a pike you trust. Right. Now listen. Okay. Hey, and he looks right at Ted. Try not to get pasted in the first stage. Goes over to the Tognath and elbows him. And keep your eyes open, am I right? And as he's walking around, he's handing everybody one of the cigarillos that he's been chain smoking the whole night. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, boys. And girl, he says, turning to the Alina, hands every racer a cigar. May the best, or the luckiest, or the meanest pilot win, eh? Cheers. And Justinian says, now let's eat.
All right. Let's eat.
And in front of you, servant droids and Twi'leks, male and female, start bringing out all kinds of plates and putting them out on the tables and little little tables and couches and things like that in front of you. First, they set out on one of the main spreads. The Twi'lek says, Bantha Tartar. And then another plate is set on a further smaller table, and the server droid says, dried whip smelt. And another table, Colo clawfish. And then a Twi'lek's walking around with 2 pitchers, and she says, Kinton honeyberry wine, Kinton honeyberry wine. And one of the server droids puts on another table, Undun. Webweaver larval sacks, salted cathound, Tobo leaf. And all these things are set out in front of you as the various aliens in the audience dig in and start eating from the various foods. Roquan, what are you up to?
Just digging into the food. I don't even wait.
Buck.
Buck's gonna start feeding his Foozy. This around his neck is like the fuzzy
The fuzzy bosom.
The fuzzy bosom. Yeah.
And it like extends its head and its little like antenna go up and its little mouth starts going forward, kind of gaping open. Like,
yeah. Oh, do you want a Tobo leaf? Tobo leaf for you?
And it's like kind of squeaking, kind of as it and just totally like downs the Tobo leaf like the thing hasn't been fed in a day.
You're hungry. Here's some more. I grab like the whole bowl of leaves.
And as you are as you're feeding him, you smell kind of like a smell of like kind of like rancid meat, and a big like glop of fluid like lands on your foot. And you look down, and looking up to you, blinking with its multiple eyes, is one of Justinian's Nexus, and it's looking up around your neck, and it's like,
oh dear,
kind of saliva is dripping between its front incisors onto your foot as it's looking up at the thing that you're feeding around its neck.
Nice kitty. Nice kitty. Not food. Not food.
Dooku, I think he wants your scarf.
Do you want some bantha tartar? Here.
And it goes scampering off on the bantha tartar.
Do the robes that I'm wearing have pockets?
It's kind of like a big remember those things that are really in vogue for carrying babies called Moby wraps?
It's a giant one of those.
It's like a giant Moby wrap, so probably there's a way that you could like hitch it and tie it and loop it so that something could be a opening, if you will.
Okay. Vod looks at the table and looks for like the juiciest looking piece of food he can find. What is that?
That would definitely be some of like the kind of like spherical clawfish eggs, or one of the it's almost like a bunch of grapes, like the webweaver larval sacs. Those would be like plump and juicy, those things. The bantha tartar, of course, is just like a big, like, kind of meat. Yeah.
Vod's gonna grab how big are they? Are they like a softball? They kind of
the clawfish eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're baseball.
Yeah. All right. Vod's gonna grab a handful of those baseball, some softball, some baseball sized clawfish eggs, and tuck them into the part where it folds in the middle. Exactly. He's got about 4 of them tucked in there. Save these for later. And
Excellent.
then eats various sundry of foods.
Ted, Alex.
Ted will try some of the tartar.
Tastes it's got a very smoky flavor to it. It's quite good. Quite good.
Delicious. And he'll strike up a conversation with the nearest person.
And you tell me, kind of, everyone's kind of gathered around. People are in similar the distances apart. Is there anyone that you were kind of wanting to walk up and talk to?
We'll talk to this Ortolan guy.
And so the little Ortolan. Here, 1 second. Yeah, why would that grab you, buddy? No. There it is. And the Ortolan. Hi, how are you? This food's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's good spread. I haven't had this good a spread in quite some time.
I know. I usually don't eat this well. You have to, kind of scrimp and save just to keep the pod racer rolling.
Oh yeah.
You look like you're a racer too. I like those goggles look good on your head.
Yeah, thanks. Yours are nice too. I'm excited for the race tomorrow.
I kind of love them. Yeah.
Right.
You been racing long?
No, not really. I'm pretty new to the pod racing, but I'm looking forward to it.
I haven't seen you at many of the races.
Yeah. Do you go to most of the races?
I've been racing for about 5 years. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, any tips for a beginner?
Well, you're asking someone who's never really won a race, but
Sure.
and if you're let's see, if you're looking for tips, like this is a guy who's like he's kind of hungry to win a race. He's never really won. He's like, well, maybe at least I could beat somebody. You know, maybe you're somebody who hasn't raced before. So I'd like you to charm him. I'd like you to charm him to see if you can like get any information out of him.
Well, what's your name, buddy?
My name's Delardi Ager.
Well, Delardi, I'm gonna do my best out there, and I was hoping just learn something from somebody who's been around the block a little bit. But I'll take any help I can get.
Well, my luck hasn't been too good. Why would I want to help you?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
just
right.
asking.
You're right. You don't have to help me. I'm just a newbie. So
I remember when I was a newbie. Yeah, it's scary. People die doing this stuff. You got to be careful.
right. Well, I'm glad you're still alive, bud.
And I guess what I was saying is, if you want to try to charm him, I will. You can do that. I'll let you roll a skill check and see if you can get some information from him. But if you want to walk away, that's also fine. I wasn't sure if
I was just waiting for the difficulty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is gonna be rolled against his cool. So his cool is YG. So this would be an RP charm check.
All right, we'll give it a shot. And here we go. Nope. Fail.
Yeah. I tell you, I it's always good to see new faces in the race, but I haven't won a race in 5 years. The closest I got was last year at the Todarian 300, and I got third. But yeah, I think I got to keep my secrets to myself and try to give myself every advantage I can.
Well, good luck, bud. What's your name again?
My name is Delardi Ager.
Delardi Ager.
Yep, I'm racing. You'll see me out there in the custom. I'm in the Tusk.
All right. That sounds good. Well, good luck out there, bud.
Thanks, you too. What was your name?
Yeah, it's Alex Trebex.
Alex Trebeck. Sounds like a really good racer, I bet.
Well, we'll see.
Well, good luck, Alex. Let's see. Vod. Now you shove things in your. I'm just going around. Roquan.
Where's the Wookiee?
The Wookiee is about 10
Where's the
feet from
Wookiee?
you. About 10 feet from you. He's digging
he
into the salted Lothhound.
I try my best impression of Wookiee. I'm not very good at the language, but down 10 feet down, see if he kind of answers my question.
Turns to you in a very dignified manner, and in kind of broken basic, he's like,
It's okay. I can speak some basic. What is your name?
Oh, sorry, I had stuff in my mouth. I wasn't trying to speak another language. It's just food. Roquan, here, I'll come down to you. So I'll kind of get up, scoot my chair, put it awkwardly between him and someone else.
Roquan,
Hey,
are you competing tomorrow?
No, I'm just here for a couple friends. Are you in the bar draw, or are you gonna be in the pod racer?
I will be fighting tomorrow out of the green Nikto corner this year. Not like last.
You sound so ominous. What happened last year?
I was this close to beating that thing over there. But he got the best of me.
The elephant-looking guy?
The tall one that stands about 2 times the height of everyone in this room. The mountain.
So what happened?
He crushed me. Literally knocked this shoulder out of socket. It took me 3 cycles to be able to lift the thing above my head again. Smashed me so hard with that weapon he'd built that I could no longer use my fighting arm, and he continued smashing me until I lost consciousness. But it was in the 3rd round, so I count myself at least a moral victory. But this year I will beat him. This year I will beat him.
You gonna cheat? Is that how? Or because I mean you can't really beat him, right?
You're asking Curtis the Fourth if he will cheat?
Like look around like, hey buddy, I'm just saying, he's huge. How do you plan on beating him? You gotta have a strategy, right?
Well,
Who's your partner?
He's enormous, no doubt, but he's not a trained fighter. That's what I have to say. He's not a trained fighter.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, my money's on you. Well, I mean, technically I do have money on this, and it's not on you. But you know, after talking to you,
I understand. You must have bet on your friends. I saw you come in with that weak way. You must be part of his party.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, he's kind of weak. He's pretty weak. But the little one that he's with, you got to watch out for that one.
The little
mouse. The little mouse-looking one doesn't have a mouth.
That you walked in with?
Yeah. The really tiny one. Yeah,
the one
that's the one.
Dressed in blue.
Yeah.
His medic, I have to look out for.
Well, let's just say medic might not be all that she's best at.
I see.
Yeah, I mean the weak way, to be honest, he's kind of just a lovable bear. You know, he's brilliant, really, really smart guy. He's kind of the one that comes up with all of our plans and everything like that. Yeah, the other one, dumb as a rock, but just knows how to fight.
Then why is she not the one fighting and he not the one being a medic? I do not understand.
You know, they just try and get in people's heads. You know, it seems to work for them. You know,
reverse psychology.
Yeah, something along those lines. Again, it's all the big guys, plan. He just.
I have heard of this before, but Kurdik the Fourth, I am my own fighter, and this is how I make my living. I fight, and many of these I win.
Except for last year.
Except at this one last year, but I have won others.
Oh, have
and
you?
I am back for revenge.
Yeah. I hope you get it. Hey, maybe I know you're all about honor and stuff, but I mean, you may have better odds if you have allies in this thing. You know, maybe you and my 2 buddies could work it out where you take down the big guy, and then whoever wins out of you guys. You know, you ever thought about that?
Teaming up as friends, you say?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you can get any extra information at this point. We're going to go against his cool. And his cool would be RR. And
okay.
Any I think this would be charm.
Sure, I'm just loading my screen here. Charm. Okay, gotcha. Let's see here. RR you said, not PP.
Yeah.
All right.
His cool is YY.
Yep, gotcha. 2 success, 1 threat.
So you are he feels like he kind of likes the cut of your jib, and he's willing to confide in you, because this kind of strikes an interesting thought is his head as you're talking about like teaming up his friends, and he's like, what, come closer, what was your name again?
My name is Roquan.
And the Kurdik the Fourth, the Wookiee, reaches under his green toga looking thing, and he pulls out this like kind of Bic pen, or kind of half of a Bic pen sized little dart, and it's actually got a little blood on the tip, and he's like, when I was picking myself up off the dirt last year as the mountain was roaring above me, and my right arm, seared in pain, dislocated, hanging at my side, I felt the back of my neck underneath my fur, and I pulled this out, and I know not what this is, but the only thing I can infer is that I think that the mountain had Fred's involved in his fight, if you know what I mean. And I am going to keep an eye for that this year. I tell you so.
You're an honorable guy. I believe you. Thank you for that information. I'd hate to think that somebody is out there drugging, cheating, honestly cheating.
I don't know where it came from, and I never felt it. But I wonder if it's why I collapsed so readily in the 3rd round. I won't know, but I will be watching this year, you can bet. As will my droid, my medic, and he points over his hand. He points over towards the wall, and his droid is sitting there. It's an FX7 droid. It's a little, it's a medical droid. He'll be watching as well, I promise you that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be in the stands, so I'll keep an eye out. And
That's what the FX7 looks like. There.
I'll keep an eye out, and I'll let your droid know if I see anything, and obviously try and stop anyone from doing stuff like that.
That would be extremely honorable of you, Roquan.
Well, it helps you, and it helps my friends, and it helps line my pockets if my friends win too. So.
No, I must continue to gorge myself so the protein of this roasted Cathhound will fuel my fighting tomorrow. It has been nice talking with you.
You too, buddy. And then I head back. Hey, Vod.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was just talking to that Wookiee over there, and he may be interested in a sort of truce with you. Gang up on that big guy over there, you and Mookie.
Is this a trick, Roquan? God damn it.
No. What do you mean?
I mean, usually your plots involve us fighting for our lives, so I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to pull here.
Well, normally, yes, but you're already going to be fighting for your life, so I figured why throw, you double it up, then you're no longer fighting, they cancel each other out.
All right, well, what's the arrangement?
Well, it's nothing concrete. He seems like he's pretty by the book, but he was thinking he got drugged last year. He found a little dart in his, on his person. So I'm gonna be checking out the stands, seeing maybe that guy had someone cheat for him. It seems like he said he pretty much wins a lot of the time. So I think it probably was a dirty play. So there might be more to it than we think.
Poison dart. Let me talk to this guy. What's his name?
Oh, you know what? I'm terrible with names. I don't even remember.
Is it like Kurdik the Third or the Fourth?
Well, something the Fourth.
Okay.
Something the Fourth. I would probably wait a minute. He seemed like you wanted to finish gorging himself. But yeah, it'd be good if you were Mookie. I told him you're the smart one, so don't let me down.
Right. I am the smart one.
Of course you are. Yeah.
Vod gets up and wipes off his face and hands and eyes the Wookiee and walks to him.
The Wookiee is he has two like legs of Cathound in each hand, kind of chewing at him and ripping off.
I see you are the redneck, though.
Yep, and you're the green one.
I am green.
I wasn't sure if Wookiees were colorblind or could see more colors than us Weequay, but yeah, you got it. I hear you met my friend Roquan.
Yes, the Arcanian who was here earlier, yes.
Oh, good. You are an incredibly intelligent Wookiee.
I have seen many aspects of this galaxy.
You know an Arcanian. That's impressive. You have an eye.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you also discovered there may be some subterfuge in this supposedly fair tournament.
As I told the Arcanian, yes. I was found some form of dart in my fur.
Have you figured
After,
out what sort of poison it was or drug?
It was. I am not so sophisticated. I am not sure.
Well, tends to be the case, but I do know a person who's skilled in the arts of identifying such things. You want me to find out for you?
If I would appreciate to hold on to this dart. It is a special keepsake that inspires me to fight stronger. But if you have access to a medical lab on this freighter.
No, yeah. Hold on. He gestures to Mookie to come over.
Mookie walks up.
Mookie,
Hello, little one. Your name is Mookie, eh?
Yes, I'm Mookie. I'm Cookie.
Cookie.
And I like Wookiees.
As do I. Enjoy cookies.
So show my friend Cookie here the poison. Maybe she can identify it.
Please, I would like to appreciate not to make such a crowd out of this.
You're welcome to hand it to me. We'll just be over there.
Suspicion. Just Mookie, here. This is in my right hand. This is what I found in my fur last year. I know not where it came from or what it was.
Okay, Mookie's gonna examine it, with the light that she has, and she's gonna see if she can identify it through its color, its the texture, etc.
Yeah. Do why don't you do an average knowledge warfare check?
All right. 3 and 1.
So you were able to identify that as an airgun dart, and in its little vial that's on this. So an airgun dart has kind of like a sharp edge, kind of feathers in the back, and in the middle there's like almost like a little syringe, kind of a chamber of a syringe. In that is a tiny bit of just a drop, even part of a drop of a clear fluid that's still kind of fluidly still rolling inside that chamber. You are able to crack off the top needle if you would like, and smelling the inside the chamber. With your advantage and a couple of those successes, you're able to smell that, and that smells like a neuroparalytic.
All right, I'm going to convey that information to Vod.
Okay.
Into Kurt.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're just spilling it. All right.
What is it, little one?
It looks like this is a airgun dart with this clear fluid here, which is a neuro. What did you call it? A
neuroparalytic.
neuroparalytic. Yeah.
It is. That's what I suspected. A neuroparalytic. Well, then I must keep my eyes open. But you must forgive me. I must continue to eat to gain calories for the fight tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
I suggest the Colo crawfish eggs. They're delicious.
Excellent. Those are wonderful and protein for swinging whatever weapon I decide to create out there this evening.
If you eat them without chewing, they give you a boost later. Watch. Vod puts one in his mouth and with one finger kind of like pushes it down without chewing and swallows it whole. It's like, ta-da! Energy for later.
Ah,
You're welcome.
Count Kurdik IV, impressed with your oral abilities.
Never met a Wookiee I didn't like. Consider you a friend, Count Kurdik.
Well, I will potentially see you in the semifinal. Your name was
Van.
Van.
Van, some people call me.
Van.
But I'm actually Van No White.
Van No White. Kurdik IV.
Doesn't get old.
I hope to see you in the semifinals, and I hope you fight honorably, as you can trust I will.
I'll see you there.
And it's Buck. What's up?
Oh, Buck's going to get up and look for the bathroom.
It's over to the right, marked bathroom.
Oh, is there other doors? Is this so? Basically, he's trying to do a little reconnaissance and get a lay of this ship. And would he might have even looked at the outside and think like, okay, this is like a ton of rooms, or maybe it's just this big room and then.
So where you have,
else?
yeah, exactly. Where you have been so far, it's like a big rectangular room. On one of the long ends of the rectangle, I guess towards like the front of the ship, there is a oval elliptical stage that a band has been playing on while you guys have been in there, kind of like kind of cool jazz sounds. On the opposite side of the rectangle, on the long side, are some floor to ceiling doors that are closed presently. The rest of this room is kind of like a red throne room looking area with tapestries hanging from the ceiling and rose stone marble on the floor that really clacks as you walk over it. The short ends of the rectangle are, kind of floor to ceiling windows that you kind of see. This ship is just kind of making like large circular, kind of turns, maybe with the tree house as its center. This thing's kind of making big elliptical passes, kind of going close to Callisto. You're looking about halfway up the Mount Callisto at this point. And because that's kind of what you see in this room.
Mm-hmm. Can he just maybe do perception to get? Well, you kind of mentioned there's double doors. Has anyone like been coming out of those, or like does that lead to
the servers
something?
have been coming up kind of like from downstairs on either sides of the stage. They've been coming upstairs with the plates. It's signifying that there must be some like kitchen kind of that way. The huge doors haven't opened yet.
Okay. So yeah, if he can't get a sense from this room that maybe there'd be places where there'd be like holding cells or something like that, he probably, that's kind of what he's looking for. But he doesn't want to like go entering strange doors quite yet. So
this is
he's just getting a lay of the room.
Yep, this room is kind of like a ballroom, like where you'd have a big like wedding reception or something like that. Okay. It's kind of got that feel to it. The doors that have been active have been kind of like the sliding doors where servers have been coming out and in. Again, you know, to the one side, there's where the docking ramp came in, and you can
Yep.
see that thing near the window. And then again, those big doors behind you, extremely ornamental, very like the wood inlays and those things, and the big polished wooden handles on those haven't been disturbed yet.
Yeah. Basically, in his mind, he's like, I wonder what's behind those big doors.
Sure. Yep.
But he's not going to go snooping around. So.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, he's just playing it cool.
Let's see. Ted, back to you.
Yeah, Ted's probably done eating. He's not trying to eat too much.
Okay.
But he is gonna walk over to the mountain and introduce himself.
And the mountain is standing is a Twi'lek is kind of leaned up against his leg, and he's talking to. There's one Twi'lek like leaning up against his leg. There's like 4 other Twi'leks who are listening to a story, and he's sharing this story of like when I was working out in the yard, a rogue bantha attacked us, and I grabbed it with my left hand and I snapped it with this hand right here, ladies, right here. I snapped a bantha's neck, and he's just kind of giving a boisterous mid sentence, and he looks down and he's like, "Who are you, Blueskin?"
Yeah, hey there. I'm one of the pod racers. I just wanted to introduce myself to the famous Callisto. I heard you're pretty good at the fighting.
Ha ha ha! You can say that again. I've never been beaten. It is impossible to defeat a mountain.
Sure.
You are a pod racer.
I mean, I race. Yeah, that's right.
What is it? What do you race? What do you drive?
Well, right now I got a. Okay, just decided to remind me what I'm driving.
I think you're driving a mammoth.
Yeah, a mammoth. I'm driving a mammoth.
Ha ha! A tiny Pandoran boy driving a mammoth? How will you control it?
Hey, you gotta bend it to your will.
I know that. That is what I do. I bend things to my will, ladies. Ha 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 ha. Bend you to my will.
Oh, talking to me?
Not talking to you. No interest in a tiny boy Pandoran. Talking to these beautiful Twi'lek creatures. Aren't they lovely?
Oh, sure. You're into that sort of thing. Yeah.
I am. I'm into a lot of them.
So I heard you were pretty close to Justinian. Is that right?
We are friends now.
That's good. It's nice
Yes.
to have friends.
It is indeed. It is indeed. It is good to have powerful friends. He is quite powerful, I tell you.
Well, yeah, I saw there was a ship that looked like it was impounded in the front. What was that? What's the deal with that thing?
Justinian's business dealings are not of my business. I don't ask questions on those.
Oh, yeah. I just wondered if you knew.
I am the muscle.
Oh, yeah. You get a lot of training time, like you get to, what does Justinian need muscle for?
He is a powerful businessman, and we know that the powerful oftentimes have weaker trying to take them down.
That's
And
okay.
so I have to make sure the weaker stay weak and broken, as I will break the competitors tomorrow.
Oh, sure. Well, good luck to you.
I thank you. Who are you with? Are you with that group that came in with the Weequay?
Oh yeah, we travel together sometimes. He's very excited. I don't think he's done anything like this, so
He certainly doesn't look like a fighter.
he's looking forward to it.
Hey. Well, I will look forward to breaking him if he makes it to the finals.
We'll see how that goes.
Now I must eat and talk to the ladies. Have you had a stein of honey wine yet?
No, and actually, yeah, I'll try some.
There, have 3. Ha ha ha! And he picks up a server droid by the head, and he just like moves it over here, and it has like 3 steins of honey wine in its hands, and he picks up the whole droid and he splashes it down right in front of Ted. Feed him the wine, droid. He is thirsty. Ha ha ha!
Actually, not gonna
Vod,
drink it.
I was going to say, Vod jumps up from the table and runs over to Ted and grabs the honey wine. You fly in 12 hours, friend.
Yeah, I'm not gonna drink any.
He eyes the mountain and turns his back and walks away.
I'll open it up. Anyone else doing anything at this point?
Is Justinian here?
Justinian is kind of back. He's on a little raised platform, sitting down at a table. His 2 Nexu are next to him. Sitting near him at a different table is Rune, and they're both their plates are about 7/8 empty, and they're kind of sucking down some honey wine there at the far table.
Okay. Just curious.
He's next to her, next to him.
next.
Can Mookie?
Is he like drinking a lot? Is he just eating?
He's got a big stein of honey wine next to him, and he's got a big plate of. He had a big plate of food. He's made it through most of it.
Okay.
Mook?
Can Mookie talk to the? Is it Chandrillan, the guy with the horns?
Oh, the Zabrak?
Not the Zabrak. Right above him, the blue guy.
Oh, the Shagrian.
Shagrian, thank you.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah.
Right. He kind of looks at you as you approach. He's got a squinty gaze, and he has scars all over his arms and trunk, chest. His worst scars are up around his face and his neck, where there's deep, keloided, thick scars all over his cheek and neck and upper chest.
Ooh. Well, hello. I'm Mookie Mozu. I'm Cookie Roberts. I'm Cookie Roberts.
It is nice to meet you. He says he's got like like those things of people who have had their voice boxes removed, and they have to put like the electric transmitter up to their like lower neck to transmit sound. He pulls something up, and that's how he's talking to you. So it's like, it is nice to meet you, Cookie Roberts.
And Cookie is, of course, using her voice box as well. So she's like, I see we're kindred spirits.
We are. You also had your throat torn out in a Nexu fighting pit on Rhodia?
Well, I was born like this.
I was made like this 3 years ago.
Oh.
The pain was incredible, but I am back to fight.
Have you fought here before?
I did. I have fought. No, I have not. I have fought in a gladiatorial combat before on many moons and planets. I have not fought in this one.
Okay.
But I have fought that one before. That is for sure. And he points across the room at Kurdik the Fourth.
Oh, is that who ripped your voice box out?
I had my voice box ripped out in a Nexu fighting pit on Rhodia.
Oh, next to. Okay.
Kurdik defeated me with his claws.
I see. Your scars seem to have healed fairly well.
Some of these are old as a decade.
Huh.
They have indeed healed, as Shagrian are rapid healers.
Do you have a medic then for the fight?
I do. She is beside me here, and there's a female Syrian. That's like the Jedi Ki Almundi with the head that kind of looks like a lumpy baguette that kind of goes up and up. There's a female Syrian next to him. This is my medic, Akchacha.
And what was your name?
My name is Nasat Dev.
And what's your medic's name again?
Akchacha. Hello, I am Akchacha. I am Nasat Dev's medic. And you are?
I am Cookie Roberts.
Cookie Roberts. You are wearing the garb of a fellow medic, I see.
I am.
Yes. Where have you practiced in this galaxy?
I've practiced throughout this galaxy. I was trained at the University of Witeya.
Indeed, yes.
It's on a advanced accelerated medic program in the Polis Masan system.
Oh, they are good healers in that area, yes. I trained on Syria, and my surgeon instructor was from Polis Massa.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Have you been the medic for one of these fights before?
No, this is my first time.
I see.
Do you have any suggestions?
Well, it can get quite nasty out there. Let me tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to do a charm check on the cool of this kind of system of these like two things, if you do your charm check against an average charm check.
Okay. Luffy's not a charmer, but
Let's give it. But you kind of approached it kind of like elbowing up with the medic. So take your boost.
Okay. And you said average?
Yep.
One advantage.
So you're not totally winning them over. You didn't quite charm them enough for them to give away much secrets. What does that advantage do you think?
It helps. We're not like adversaries. We're potential kind of like we're friendly enough.
Yep.
That helps Mookie just calm down a little and reduce the strain.
Take a strain back that you're like, hey, there's like sentient medics here who aren't all mean.
Right.
All right. Yeah, sure. Heal a strain on that. Well, these fighters are all dangerous, Kooky. You must be very cautious. Don't cross any of them that you don't need to, and heal as best you can between the rounds, as they say.
I see. Well, hopefully our fighters won't come to blows.
It would be which you are with the one in red then?
Yes, the red.
Well, Nasad is fighting the Wookiee to start. So if Nasad wins, then I guess, and you win, we would see you in the next round.
Alrighty. Good luck to you all.
Well, thank you, and you too, Cookie. Anyone else up to anything? I'll say it. At this time, they've finished their meals, and Rune stands up to address the crowd. We'd like to have your attention. An important announcement is at hand. If you would all follow me into this room, after me, if you would follow me this way, we have an important announcement. Our guest of honor has arrived. And the Nikto guards stand up, and those huge ornamental doors that Buck had been eyeing previously, they pull those back and open them up, revealing again, if we go to roll 20, revealing you've kind of gone here. Let me just grab this. As those doors open, you were in this room, and now these big doors open, and now you're kind of staring down the hallway into these rooms here. What once was a floor-to-ceiling room in the where you guys were having the feast, as the doors open, there is a ceiling to this room that you're in, and a stairwell that goes up. There are, in this room, it's lined with windows, and it is getting dark outside. There are tables, bars, gambling machines, slot machines. The floor is completely transparent, so you can look down and see where you are. The stairs are gilded rose-colored marble with gold railings, as Rune brings the party, and it's a large stairwell, and Rune brings the party up to the second floor, everyone kind of following. Come, we have an announcement to make. We have an announcement. And he brings you up to the second floor. And the second floor, it looks a lot like the first floor, only there's this middle area here that you see signs over the head that says high stakes room. And inside that room, there are more tables, more chairs, more slot machines like this. It looks kind of like a casino that you're walking through, but the walls and the floor are all completely clear. In the middle of the high stakes room, like a theater in the round, there is a dark black curtain that's hanging down above a pedestal. And Rune and Justinian beside him gather to a halt in that area as the rest of the crew, the crowd, the combatants, the pilots, etc., kind of file into this second floor aspect on the Kenton glider of the main kind of fuselage of the ship. And Rune continues. An important announcement. As you all know, the boss here, Justinian, is a businessman, well respected from the inner rim to the outermost stretches of wild space. We appreciate you showing up to celebrate the Baragar Asher and the Dasa Beige this year and all years. Justinian, I pride myself in being an honest and fair entrepreneur, as I'm sure those of you in this room would attest. But alas, there are times in business when deals go sour, or enemies try to steal from you without appropriate compensations. In times like these, of course, one can never allow themselves to be duped. As in the fighting ring, only the strongest and most ruthless come out on top. And, as the Baragar and the Beja, what more is there in business, war, or life than that? To win, to prevail, to vanquish one's enemies. This brings us to tonight's guest of honor. Once a trusted associate, he taught us important lessons. Namely, one can never be over-trusting. One can never allow too much lead on a pet Lothhound's leash. And if someone, whether assumed friend or known foe, tries to steal from you, tries to make you look foolish or weak, well, there is only one right course of action. As in business, as in war, as in life, those less powerful must be made to know their place. And if they become too loose in their behaviors otherwise, they must be punished, severely, swiftly, and without remorse. In other words, Tonight's guest of honor tried to pull one too many fast ones on Justinian here. Owed one too many credits without timely repayment.
And like an upstart loth pup, he is to be punished. I present you my newest brand of Justinian justice, my friends. The Vradix Vial. With our guest of honor, Scorch, Neuro, the thief, the coward.
At this point, the 8 Nikto guards that are surrounding this tall theater in the round, black caped thing in the middle pull the curtains back. Inside of what appears to be a Bacta tank, there is a nearly naked Gotal. He is floating in this cylinder of Bacta fluid. Also in the tank with him are numerous serpentine creatures, frequently lashing out and biting at the Gotal, where he clearly reacts as small tendrils of blood seep into the Bacta fluid from where those creatures are biting at him. The eels appear to be pulsating as if electric current is flowing through their muscled, brightly colored bodies. Multiple characters in the room start to laugh. Oh, ha, 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 oh, ah. Some characters in the room gasp. Moral of the story, in the treehouse, in this compound, and to the edges of the outer rim, know who you are dealing with. Justinian Regala is not to be trifled with. When the shock snakes are done with this one, may it be known from this day forward that the Vradix Vial is always available for those that cross Justinian Regala wrongly.
Justinian raises his arms and he says, and with that, please enjoy your desserts as we prepare at last to send the warriors into the wastes. Oh, yes.
And he looks at his arms as his sleeves come down as he's talking.
I nearly forgot. From my personal collection, he says, holding up his arms, this year's trophy for the winner of the Baragar Asher.
And he shows these like metal shiny things on his arms.
A relic from the famed Nikto Morgakai Jedi killers on Kinton. Customized and refined Cortosis gauntlets. Perfect for disarming and overwhelming the next Jedi you encounter from back home.
He holds the gauntlets up and strikes them together. As he does, they emit a flashing lightning bolt of intense blue arcing electricity.
Now, eat, drink, and enjoy yourselves. Tomorrow, this Baragrar will be the best yet. Am I right?
At this point, serving droids come at you with dessert plates, and there's more kitten honey wine. Candied spice worm and space port are handed around to the crowd as plates circulate amongst you. And again, that is what you are seeing in the Vradix Vial. A Gotal in Bacta being bit at by pulsating electric shock snakes. And the crowd and the din
Scorch.
cracks back up, and people are talking and walking around and laughing, and the hour is getting close to 8 p.m. when the wastes will open to the gladiators. You feel the ship beginning to actually kind of do that shudder as airplanes do as they begin their landing, and it begins moving downwards towards the ground. The crowd is yelling and drinking and making a lot of noise. At some points during the din, a familiar now denizen comes up and it pinches Ted's butt.
Ow!
And it's a Rhodian female with orange hair and orange clothes. And it winks at him and it beckons with a finger like this, pointing back to the back of the room.
Go see what she wants, Ted.
Yeah, I'll follow her.
It
And
can't
she's
be
like-
your
she's-
Pantoran ass.
She's got her arms on your shoulders and she's kind of like dancing with you, like stroking your face and kind of beckoning you this way. And she's kind of pointing back to a back corner. You keep following her?
I'm gonna actually try and catch Roquan's attention first.
You
Just
just
like,
shout? Do you shout or you waving?
I don't think I remember your code name.
I just told him I was Roquan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll just shout.
What's up, bro?
And she puts
Hey.
her hand like over your mouth, like and kind of gives you a like this.
I'm a little unsure of what to do in this situation. Roquan, do you?
She's like trying to be dancing and coy, like dancing, playing with your shirt, playing with your arms. But she puts two of her suckum fingers like on your lips, and she's like,
I remember you got taken by somebody like this before, Roquan. I don't know.
Hey,
Roquan,
with
what are you doing as he,
You have to
as he
say it
barks
like
towards
this,
you?
I was still just finishing eating, so I'm not gonna get too close to him because I don't want to steal his thunder. Ted needs a good night, but Ted, you just gotta let them do all the work. You know,
No,
just let her flip your nip. You know.
no, I gotta go work on this pod racer, man. No, I'm just.
She's putting her fingers like on your face and like kind of stroking back through your hair and kind of trying to dance you, but she's clearly like trying to maneuver you like back into this dark corner area.
She's trying to take me into this dark corner, and it's making me nervous.
Ted, that's what Rhodian spies do. It's fine. Go talk to her. She's got information.
Yeah, that or she's trying to.
How is Vod getting him that information right now?
Vod's actually still staring at the tank. He doesn't say shit.
Do you not trust her? Do you think she's a spy? Do you think she's trying to mess you up and drug you?
Well, I was gonna try and like ask you if you thought that. I don't know, man.
So
if you're in the park,
are you close enough to talk to him now, Roquan? Or are you
yeah,
yelling?
Yeah,
this?
we're basically like talking over her so she can hear everything. Like I'm like 2 feet away from him, but kind of whispering.
She now grabs like your right butt cheek and Ted's left butt cheek, and she's like squeezing and kind of like dancing like both you guys back towards the corner. And she's like caressing your like long blonde hair and Ted's Pantoran hair and kind of like trying to gesture back.
Ted, this is all you. I'm not really into the whole 2 guys 1 girl thing, so I might just hey, and I kind of push him into her and be like, "Have a good night, bro." Okay, have a good night.
So you think this is safe?
I don't know.
And she's like, she's
if
like,
only there was some way you could know.
She's giving like a nod, like and putting her finger on your lips again and being like,
"Hey, all I can say is, if it isn't a trap, you're gonna win that race tomorrow."
All right. Well, as long as you feel like it's safe, then I guess I'm okay with it. I just
50-50, you know.
Yeah. So you can't.
I'll tell you what. I'll keep an eye on it, and as long as things are on the up and up, I'll bow out. I won't watch. Don't worry. But like, I'll make sure that she doesn't like steal your wallet or anything like that.
All right.
Take her back to your hangar.
She's
Okay.
she's still kind of like pulling your arms and like trying to like she's like kind of pantomiming like dancing and like but kind of just kind of still moving you.
Oh, I get it. Oh, you're not. What are you, 19?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Guys, this guy's. Okay, have a good night, Ted.
All right. I'll go with her.
And she and she's like she's clearly happy with that, and she like gets behind you and she puts like one of her hands on your stomach and she extends like your other arm up like she's like dancing with you from behind, and she's kind of pushing with her pelvis, kind of pushing you like back. The crowd's actually starting to get a little bit quieter as you go back behind this this ding 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 bang 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 ding 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 casino machine, and she takes a furtive glance to her left and she grabs your head and she pushes you down behind the casino machine with some strength that you weren't expecting, and then she gets down to crouch. So you're in a crouch and she's in a crouch, and her Rhodian face is like right in your red Pantoran eyes, and she puts her finger on your mouth once more, and she kind of and puts her finger on her mouth, and she's like, and then she looks at you and she says, "Hey, you're Ted, right?
Yeah.
From the Callisto Shadow.
The shadow.
Remember me?
Not really.
Does this help?" And he takes one of his big Rhodian sucker fingers and he puts it up in his mouth and he acts like he pulls a gun. And he pulls it out and he pretends he blows smoke. You seen this before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. And suddenly, like, the Rhodian female nature of her starts shifting, almost like she's melding into a different type of figure. And she and now just kind of before your eyes it starts looking like this. And you remember me? Lucas Fair? Huh?
Yeah.
We played some Intaro.
We did. Lucas.
I've been watching your crew since you got to this planet.
What are you doing?
And then suddenly you see him, you see like the nature of his Deveronian appearance starts subtly shifting where he's no longer a Deveronian, and he looks like this. Or you remember me, Sorghum Lemon, Hins Endy's partner? And that's from like many months ago. So you may not remember that, but Ted saw this guy standing with Hins Endy, the guy that first encountered you guys when you were in Morbo's bar at the start of your Thyfera adventure. Hins introduced Sorghum Limon as his associate on Thyfera. I've been watching you since you came here with your crew. And then it keeps, and then suddenly the Bith nature of that character keeps shifting until a form that looks like this is in front of you. And he says, name's Plass, Dern Plass. I need your help.
All right.
And I'm gonna leave it on that cliffhanger. Because I am gonna have to go here.
What was his name again? Blith Plath?
That's Plass, Dern Plass.
Dern Plath.
He is shifting through forms. He is a Claudite, a shapeshifter.
Oh man.
You'd recognize the name Dern Plass as the name that some had said was an associate Scorched Neuro, but that you'd been unable to find yet. And he's now crouched behind a casino table machine in the darkened corner at the far end of the fuselage of the Kenton glider. And he turns to Ted and he says, "Name's Plass, Dern Plass. I need your help."
Yeah.
And with that, I'm gonna pause for tonight and just gonna leave it on a cliffy. Cool.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Ted is
Is
going to
it
be
a
so
Claudite?
sexually confused.
The Claudite. Those are the
How do you spell that?
shapeshifters. CLAWDITE.
Claudite.
Dang.
Lots of exposition tonight. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Good.
No, it's good.
It's fine.
Had to load up the next 3.5 floppy disks. Just had to load those up for the next story.
Oh yeah.